Today we begin a series of reports on our Diocesan Diaconate program. The order of deacon dates back to the earliest days of the Catholic Church, when the apostles chose 7 men to assist in the everyday needs of the church. Since the 1980s, parishes across our diocese have been blessed with deacons who continue in that tradition of providing for the needs of their communities. Nick Morganelli begins his series now speaking with the director of the Office of the Diaconate, Deacon David Picard.
The first class of deacons, numbering 19, was ordained January 15, 1983, under the leadership of Bishop Joseph McGuire. Through today, there have been 138 men ordained in the Diocese of Springfield. The Office of the Diaconate brings men into the program so they can become ordained ministers as deacons. Deacon Dave Picard, who serves at St. John the Evangelist in Agawam, was ordained in 2017 and was named director of this office in 2021.
I have to honestly admit, I have enjoyed every minute of my diaconate ministry. From what I hear across from all of the deacons, people truly appreciate who they are and what they're doing. And to be able to offer Mass with the priest, going into nursing homes and doing communion services, that's a wonderful opportunity for any of us. I believe that what happens as we do that service is that God's love grows inside of us, and we're able to better serve the people as a result of it. And that includes our families.
In addition to serving the many Masses here at St. John the Evangelist, Deacon Dave has been a true blessing to the parishioners here.
My mom had been a parishioner here for years, and she unfortunately had fallen and wasn't able to come to church. So he just met up with us and said, "Hey, let me go see her." And I tell you, he is such a beacon of light.
And Ralph Thresher says Deacon Dave brought the light of Christ to his mom in more ways than one.
Every time when I chat with her, she would just let me know that, he was over to visit. She received the Eucharist, and she's always got a big smile on her face because they have these wonderful conversations. So he's just such a blessing for this church.
Bishop William Byrne explained how valuable deacons are in sharing their gifts and being of service to the church.
We will see the role of the deacon in parish management and in doing responsible things to help free the priest up to do priestly ministry.
Mikey Cook, a member of this parish for nearly 5 decades, appreciates the non-pastoral work that deacons provide.
We can go to him with all the issues that have nothing to do, perhaps, with the sacraments. How good, because managing the upkeep of older churches and all the different things for a parish are critical.
Father Daniel Simer, like all priests, know and appreciate the workload deacons carry.
He's very active. I could say really he is a blessing, with his enthusiasm and deep faith and the leadership skills that he has. I came here and everything is so organized. I noticed he talks to many men and he encourages them. And I could see through his life and his faith how much he's enriching our church.
Good afternoon, this is Deacon Dave. How can I help you? Oh, that's great. We'd love to talk with you. If you're very interested in joining the diaconate, we start our formation program in another year, so we're going to be...
So the big question is, which Catholic men can apply to be deacons, and what is the commitment?
Men that are in relationship with God, that have already been active in their communities and in their parishes. We're looking for men that pray and that are out serving the community with love and sharing that love of God. Men have to be 35 years old to become ordained as a deacon.
But we learn that men younger than 50 often have young children and greater responsibility to the family needs.
That, in fact, is their first calling as a husband, and if they have children, as a father. We need to know that the wives approve of their husbands becoming deacons. And they'll also be more aware of the broader picture and how that might affect the family, and that's very important to us.
For Rob Stevenson, the seed to enter into this ministry was planted 15 years ago by his pastor, Father Dan Pekalik.
He had asked me if I wanted to be a deacon, and I had 3 young kids, and at the time I said, there's no way I have time for this.
Now that Rob's children are young adults, this prompted him last year to reach out to Deacon Dave.
They asked me to come to an inquiry meeting up in Pittsfield. I had a meeting with 3 of the deacons in the diocese. I had to fill out a lengthy application with multiple essays that we needed to do and was accepted into the program in the summer.
That was 2024. Now Rob is in his second semester of classes with 11 others. Eligible men are encouraged to explore and ask questions that will hopefully lead to a decision this fall.
Before Thanksgiving, we will identify the people going forward. We call those men inquirers. And we'll bring in priests, the bishop will speak, and then finally we have men going through formation. Men and their wives come in and speak with them as well, so that there's a full understanding of what life will look like after ordination.
It's a really exciting time, I think, and I really do hope that men consider this vocation in discernment with their wives, if they're married, at this great service of the church.
So men that are watching, you might want to consider the diaconate. Delivering the deep dive into the diaconate for Reel to Reel, I'm Nick Morganelli.
And I'm joined now by Nick Morganelli. Hey there, Nick, great story. What has impressed you so far about the diaconate?
Oh, thanks, Sharon. It was such a joy to do this story. And in speaking with many parishioners across our diocese, it's really the many ministries that our deacons are involved in and all the great work they bring into that role, which brings their skill set to that role in their parishes. And also, it's such a blessing, I found, that they help the priest in many of the sacraments and priestly ministries in their church.
I see. And what do you have coming up in this series?
Well, I can tell you that we're going to feature a deacon from each county across our diocese going forward and look at those specific ministries and good work that they are doing in their parishes as we go forward. We'll also look at the educational aspect of what it takes to become a deacon, and hopefully, through all that, we can really inspire the men out there to perhaps consider and then, of course, discern the path to becoming a deacon and getting involved with the program.
All right, thank you so much, Nick, and we look forward to learning more about these ordained men of immense faith serving in so many capacities here in the Diocese of Springfield. And you can learn more about the Catholic diaconate in the diocese on our website, diospringfield.org.